We're here in the courtroom again. As much as I'd hoped it was a one-time thing, we've had another murder. And now it's on us to find the killer, or we'll be the next to die. I hope we can pull this off.
Well then, my sweet and tender hooligans, why don't we kick things off by talking about the murder weapon?
According to the Monokuma files, the victim was struck in the head with a blunt object, leading to what was most likely an immediate demise.
Yes, but what could it have been?
Hey, I bet it was a metal pipe.
No, that wasn't the weapon!
Duh, right. What was I thinking?
There weren't any pipes at the scene of the crime, so I don't think it was that.
The circumference of the injury matched the weight at the end of a small dumbbell.
Wait, you checked out her crunched-in head?
I think you were brave!
Given the bloodstains we found on the carpet, I think it's safe to assume the crime was committed right there in the girls' locker room.
Thus, it's high time to name the culprit. Would you care to rack your brains, or shall I just tell you who it is?
You know who did it?
Obviously. Chihiro Fujisaki's killer is... Genocider Show!
Wait a minute, that serial killer who was in the news? Whatever, brah.
But wouldn't that have to mean that raving lunatic is one of us? That's crazy talk!
It's not as crazy as you think. Togami and I found a dossier on the killer in the library.
It called attention to recurring motifs throughout all of Genocider Show's murders. 2 rituals, or calling cards in particular. First, Show always leaves a message written in blood.
Yes, fun bag fever, if I am not mistaken.
Bloodbath fever, you mean?
The second motif is important, as it's never been disseminated to the public at large. Without fail, every one of Show's victims has been found crucified. Thus, having found her in such a unique state, it's only natural to assume that Fujisaki was slain by the self-same villain.
To wit, we have an incredibly violent serial killer within our ranks.
Indeed, and she goes by the name Toko Fukawa.
Wait just a second! Fukawa freaks out at the sight of blood, and whoever's been killing those folks is not squeamish.
I think it would be fair to say she's a show and a no-show.
Wordplay, seriously? Our lives are at stake.
Fukawa's a show and a no-show? What's Togami getting at? Yeah! That's gotta be it! They mentioned it in that file from the library. Listen to this. They think Sho's suffering from dissociative identity disorder.
I trust that will suffice.
You promised that would be our little secret, Togami!
Be a good girl, why don't you, and let the lady in question tell us the rest.
Guess that's my cue to tag in, ain't it, bitches? Well, ain't that a kick in the baby maker? You figured out who I am. Behold, the super high school level serial killer, Genocider Show! Toko Fukawa's just a craptastic name I was born with.
What on earth's gotten into you?
Not enough these days, if you know what I mean. Why, you volunteering?
This new persona we're seeing is nothing like Fukawa.
And so we have found our killer. Fujisaki was slain by Genocider Show. She had clear motive.
What would that be?
Fukawa did not want anyone to discover her bloodthirsty alter ego. It was her secret. A secret worth killing for.
Not a bad theory. And kinda clever for a dude. Too bad it's totally wrong, Blondie. I'm actually innocent for a change.
Why should we believe a serial killer?
Ogami's right. I'm not about to take some serial killer's word for it.
We've established it could have been her, but are we certain she's our only suspect?
Face it, Show has a very specific modus operandi, and it matches this death to a T.
It's close, but not quite!
Then how does it differ?
Told you I didn't do it this time. Suck it, Sherlock! Buy this bastard a clue, huh? I take pride in what I do, which means I'm a stickler for the details!
She's right! What about the killing blow? All of Show's other victims had been stabbed to death. Not a single one was bludgeoned.
Why go with blunt force trauma when I can just grab some skizzers and paint the town red?
And the crucifixion didn't match Show's MO either. Fujisaki was tied to the rack with an extension cord, right? Show's never tied her victims up with anything. She pins them up with those scissors she loves so much.
Give the kid a cigar! I use scissors on my trophies so I can stick them right to the wall. Don't want them crumpled in a heap when the cops find them.
How considerate.
What's the one thing all my victims have had in common?
One thing they've all had in common. I forgot! Genocider Show doesn't kill women, only men!
Damn, this kid is on fire! Yep, I only cut up the guys who get me going in the southern hemisphere, if you catch my drift. Oh, I mentioned my naughty bits, how terribly, horribly unladylike of me!
We're gathered here in the pursuit of justice. Your twisted kinks aren't germane to the issue at hand.
Ah, shut your hole, ass face!
Ass face?
I stick to my style, even if it means I gotta blow my damn cover! Dun dun dun!
Where the hell those come from?
I got more of them on me if anyone wants to go treasure hunting.
Give it a rest! Crucifixion's your bag, scissors or otherwise! It said so in the cop's secret file!
Wasn't that why we thought it was the real Genocider Show and not some copycat?
Hold up a second. There is one other person who knew that detail. Togami. when we looked at that file together in the library, didn't you say...
I assure you, these are genuine. They match the copies in my study at home.
Frankly, I wouldn't be surprised if you knew Sho's methods before we even got here.
So we're locked in here with a serial killer and a copycat!
You were privy to Fukawa's secret and hoped to pin your crime to her other persona.
What have you to say for yourself? Answer us!
I say, where's your evidence?
You're not off the hook just yet. The extension cord used to crucify Fujisaki was not unknown to me. I noticed its presence in the library where you spent a fair amount of time prior to the murder.
That's your proof? So I killed Fujisaki in the girls' locker room, and then strung her up so as to emulate the victims of a known murderer, throwing suspicion elsewhere and covering my tracks. Does that sum it up?
We've got him on the ropes. So why is he so calm? Wait, was the crime really committed in the girls' locker room?
After I was done with my workout last night, I spilled my protein coffee on this rug, but now there's no sign of the stain that it left.
I gotta wonder, what if the killer switched the contents of the locker rooms to throw us off the trail?
Great Caesar's ghost!
So, Togami swapped out the rooms then?
There was a swimsuit model poster in the girls' locker room, and a poster of some boy band over on our side.
Man, it's backwards.
You're right, which means Fujisaki wasn't killed in the girls' locker room, but in our locker room. It's the only way it works.
What do you mean?
Wait, so how did that chick get into our locker room in the first place?
Quite simple, actually. Our Fujisaki was a boy. I found out when I checked the body.
Radio! Little Miss Fujisaki was a dude in a dress! So he was cross-dressing, huh? Oh, that's so hot! I wish I had killed him!
Yeah, but that doesn't really change the fact that Togami did it.
Actually, I think it does.
What prompted the change of heart?
Because when we found out a second ago that Fujisaki was a guy, you were as surprised as all the rest of us. But the real killer already knew. Therefore, you can't be our culprit.
I guess that works. Your evidence is purely circumstantial, but it clears my name. As theories go, it'll do. It's exactly as Naegi claims. I'm not the guilty party. That said, I found her in the locker room, and did tamper with the state of the body.
You smug bastard! You get off on this, huh?
I was testing your powers of deduction, and unnerving the killer with this late revelation.
You're still lying to us!
You're well within your rights not to believe me. But don't forget what happens if you convict in error. If you wish to see tomorrow, help me find the killer.
Squirrely son
So
of
be
a...
it. Let's speak of the case further.
Excellent. Our little guessing games found its second wind.
Tell me something. How, pray tell, was the culprit able to enter both locker rooms without being shot to pieces?
Easily. I found the digital notebooks of the deceased students in the foyer.
Huh? What are you getting at?
If I'm not mistaken, it means either gender could use them and gain access to both rooms.
No. Kawada's digital notebook was broken. It's useless.
So in other words, the killer has to be a guy?
Yes, but isn't using another student's device in direct violation of the school rules?
The rule in question prohibits the lending of our digital notebooks. It says nothing about taking them.
Yep, Trust Fund called it.
So all we really know about Fujisaki's killer right now is that he's of the male persuasion?
What am I not seeing? There's gotta be something, right? Celestia, didn't you say that you saw Fujisaki on the night he died?
Indeed. He was headed somewhere, and had a long-sleeved jersey stuffed into a duffel bag.
Alas, we found no such shirt at the crime scene. The killer must have disposed of it earlier on. But did he leave behind any clues as to its fate?
If I remember correctly, we have a lot of jerseys at our disposal.
Yeah, and a bunch of different colors, right?
I don't even have a jersey. They don't fit me right.
Yeah, mine's white. Looks pretty bitchin'.
You said Fujisaki was on his way to meet with someone, didn't you? So what if they picked out their jerseys together?
Yes, that's it! Fujisaki's jersey must match that of his killer!
You're saying whoever killed him has to have a matching blue jersey, huh?